but I have since got the software fixed, hence the appearance of the Facebook Live. For the most part, it was a beautiful afternoon across the Tennessee Valley. Now, we did have some showers and thunderstorms. Got some wildly impressive pictures of the hail over in northwest Alabama, and that was the big problem over in northwest Alabama, was the hail. But a lot of that activity has since come to an end. Now we're going to be focusing on the period Friday through Sunday morning. A number of you joining in this evening, greatly appreciate that. Florence, Hartselle, Athens, Huntsville, Madison, Hazel Green, a variety of folks, South Huntsville, joining in from all over the Tennessee Valley this evening. Hey, I greatly appreciate that. We are, of course, talking about a potentially significant severe weather event across North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee, and so I want to make sure as many people as possible are informed about this. Now, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns as we go along, please put those in the comment section. Now, if you are watching this on Fox 54 Plus, you can't necessarily put them in the comment section. There is no comment section to put them in, but you could always jump over. You can watch the stream on your TV by downloading Fox 54 Plus, and then put your questions in the comment section on my Facebook Live. Ardmore, Tennessee. Teresa's watching. Hello, Teresa. Pishga. Oh, that's very cool. And then East Limestone. So we're going to dive into our discussion over the next several minutes. We're going to talk about the threat for strong and severe thunderstorms across the Tennessee Valley over the next couple of days. And then the other thing I also want to talk about are the potential limiting factors that come with the chance for severe weather. Because as confident as I am in the forecast, I'm also confident in the elements of the forecast that could cause the forecast to bust. And it has happened before where we've had these really big, really powerful forecasts talking about significant severe weather across the Tennessee Valley, and then it just doesn't happen, and we end up getting rain. Now, I'm not saying that that's going to happen this time, but there are a couple of factors at play here that could end up limiting our threat for severe weather. And I want you to be mindful of both. I want you to understand that both are going to be possible. We're talking about the threat for severe weather. We're at a point where we are incredibly confident in that severe weather forecast. But at the same time, there's a couple of things that Emily and I have been watching over the last couple of days that would lead us to believe that this forecast could also bust. Of course, we want to proceed as if the forecast is not going to bust, and we want you to be as prepared as possible. So, Fox 54 Weather Impact Alert Day, basically going to run Friday night through Saturday morning. So I put 12 a.m., so that would be technically 12 a.m. Saturday through 12 p.m. on Sunday. Now, I'm running that a little bit late into the day on Sunday, right? But better safe than sorry. So I just wanted to run that late to basically encompass the entire period and to ensure that we've covered the entire period. Timothy is watching from Meridianville. Hello, Timothy in Meridianville. Howdy from Trussville. Jordan, watching while waiting for my go-around at karaoke. Oh, I'm at karaoke this evening. Huh, that's a new one. You know, people tell me all the time that they're watching in their car or that I'm in the bedroom with them and they're watching the news, but I didn't know does that mean everybody else at karaoke that is currently singing is not doing that great, that I am worth watching instead of listening to everybody else sing karaoke? Howdy, buddy. The best watching from Florida. Jared is watching from Newmarket, home of the world's greatest barbecue, and I will die on that rock. That Newmarket barbecue has the greatest barbecue. So, Fox 54 Weather Impact Alert Day basically runs 12 a.m. Saturday to 12 p.m. on Sunday. Severe storms. That seems rather obvious at this point, that the impact is going to be the potential for significant severe weather across the Tennessee Valley. Now, there's a couple of things you can do and a couple of things you've already done. You've already followed my Facebook page, hence the reason you're watching this Facebook Live. I also would like you to download the Fox 54 app. Emily's going to have updates for you as far as the forecast is concerned in the morning, and then we'll have other updates through the afternoon and then into the evening on Friday. So make sure you have the Fox 54 app downloaded. You can also continue to follow my Facebook page. We'll have updates there as well. And just have your severe weather plan ready. It's probably been about a year since you've needed a severe weather plan, right? Okay, so we're kind of getting into our spring severe weather season. So we want to make sure we have that plan in place. Have your NOAA weather radio, have your alerts turned on your phone, all that good stuff. Have your severe weather kit, you know, something with the flashlights and the batteries and the chargers and all that good stuff. Make sure we have all of that handy, and you still have plenty of time to make sure that you still have all of that handy. Make sure you know where your local storm shelter is. If you by chance live in a home that doesn't really have a great safe place, make sure you know where your storm shelter is. Most of those are going to open if a tornado watch is issued. So that's typically the criteria when it comes to opening a storm shelter, is that a tornado watch has to be issued in order for the storm shelter to open. Looking at a little bit of rain across the Tennessee Valley this evening, otherwise rather uneventful across North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee, a couple of light showers back across Northeast Alabama, but other than that, we are quiet across the Tennessee Valley. And at this point, we're going to stay quiet as we head into the overnight. So definitely a little bit of good news there. Let's talk about the overall threat for severe weather. Looks like the severe weather is going to move into the Tennessee Valley in 3 distinct rounds, but models are also playing that 3 distinct rounds could basically turn into 2, and I'll explain that here as we go about. Hey, if you guys don't mind, I know there's a number of us watching this evening. I would greatly appreciate it if you would share this Facebook Live. Why do I want you to share the Facebook Live? Because I would like to tell other people. I would like to tell as many people as possible about what's potentially coming through the Tennessee Valley as we head into the weekend. So if you don't mind giving this video a little bit of a share, and we'll see if we can't get some more folks to join into the discussion. We'll start off by talking about the 3 rounds of severe weather that are going to move through the Tennessee Valley. Round 1 is going to move through Friday night and then early into Saturday morning. And technically, it's all going to be early Saturday morning. The timing here looks like it's going to be kind of a 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. sort of a thing. So really, really early Saturday morning. Clay says, hello, Jordan. Teresa says, I shared. Thank you. And Steven says, I see that the storm on radar close to my house. My temperature at weather station, or my Tempest weather station, is showing 6/100ths of an inch so far atop Pine Mountain REM thank you for that report, Stephen. So round 1 moves through Friday night, early Saturday morning. Technically, it's going to end up being really, really early Saturday morning. Amber says shared in a few places. Oh, I really appreciate that. So 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. That's what we're going to be talking about when I say Friday night, Saturday morning. Strong storms here with a smaller chance for severe weather. We'll talk about what that means here in a little bit. But as far as round 1 is concerned, it comes with the smallest chance for severe weather. Now, severe weather definitely still in the forecast, but I also want you to understand that round 1, Friday night, Saturday morning, definitely going to come with the smallest chance of severe weather. Clay says, hopefully not as bad as the models say. Now, understand that the models are just simply that, models. The models can be wrong. They're not an exact thing. What the models claim is not always what's going to happen. And so it's really important that we understand that. Justin says, what's the Torcon? No idea. That's a Weather Channel thing. Dustin says, I shared it. Thank you. Will the lunar eclipse be visible in North Alabama? You know, Tina, I would like to say I have paid attention to the lunar eclipse, but genuinely I have not. It's probably not going to be visible anyway because we're going to get cloud cover across the Tennessee Valley. Frank says the Torcon is garbage. Now, I'm not here to speak on the Torcon, but I will let other people speak on the validity of the Torcon. I am not here to speak on the validity of the Torcon, nor do I think I am allowed to speak on the validity of the Torcon. But it's definitely not a me thing, and I do not use it. So let's talk about round 2. Round 2 develops late Saturday morning and then continues into the afternoon. All modes of severe weather are going to be possible here. Gusty wind, heavy rain, damaging winds. And at this point, we're going to be talking about the threat for some tornadoes. At the same time, we could get some stronger tornadoes to develop. Now, stronger tornadoes does actually have a technical definition. The technical definition of a stronger tornado would be a tornado that is at least an EF2. We could get a couple of those during round 2, and that's going to be late Saturday morning into the afternoon. What do I mean by late Saturday morning into the afternoon? We're talking like 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, and then continuing through 4 or 5 in the afternoon. But then there's going to be round 3. Time for my trusty cup of water. But then we're going to be talking about round 3. Storms are going to develop Saturday evening and then continue into the overnight. By Saturday evening, I mean like 5, 6 o'clock at night, and then continue into the earliest hours of Sunday morning. Jared says clickbait. Y'all are making my life really easy. I really appreciate y'all and your distaste, your disdain towards the TourCon. That makes me very happy. I really appreciate that. So currently round 3 brings the best chance for severe weather. So if we're going to get the long track dangerous tornadoes to develop across the Tennessee Valley, they're probably going to happen during round 3. Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, and then into the overnight. That's when we're going to see the chance for the most violent of severe weather across the Tennessee Valley. So round 1 comes with a really small chance. Round 2, kind of that medium high chance where we're definitely going to get some severe weather. It's just a matter of the degree. Are we going to get those long track, dangerous, violent tornadoes during round 2? The chance is small. Are we going to get those dangerous, long-lived, long-track tornadoes in round 3? The chance is definitely much greater as we head into round 3. William says, Jordan, do you think having our regular Saturday morning worship service will be safe? At this point, I would probably cancel any events that are going to be going on Saturday morning. And urge everybody to stay at home. I know the city of Huntsville has canceled the St. Patrick's Day Parade, for example, and that's a really big event across the area, that St. Patrick's Day Parade. So I know the city of Huntsville has canceled that. I urged somebody else over in Florence to move a Hall of Fame dinner, lunch, or something like that that was supposed to happen Saturday afternoon. So at this point, William, yeah, I am going to go ahead and suggest maybe just cancel the Saturday morning worship, or if you want to make it virtual or do something like that. But when we're talking about 3 rounds of severe weather, one of which is going to be during the middle and later part of the morning, really there's not going to be much of any reason for people to need to be out and about. We want to keep everybody at home if we can, or make sure everybody has access to their local storm shelter. I have to work 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Hopefully I don't have to stay too late at work until it passes. Or if at work you have some sort of shelter in the event that you would need that. Now, I want to tell you what a couple of models have been doing. So a couple of models over the last couple of rounds have been taking round 2 and round 3 and kind of merging them together. Over the last couple of days, it's kind of looked like there would be almost this very distinct break between round 2 and round 3. It doesn't necessarily look like that could be a thing. So there's a chance that round 2 and round 3 would just kind of come in one fell swoop. And to be quite honest, it would start storming in the morning. And then it would kind of continue through the afternoon and the evening. So round 1 and round 2, other than the cap, any other stable factors? So the cap really only exists in round 1, and we're going to talk about that in a couple of minutes. Otherwise, anything to stabilize the atmosphere, we'll talk about that in just a second as well. There's one other thing that could help us. If I were to drive out of town to get away from this weather, where would you go? Probably further north. That's really the only, like far north of Nashville, probably. You can't go west because the storms are coming from the west. You can't go south because the severe threat is just as great. If you go east, well, the storms are going to end up running to you. So I guess if you want to take the driving method, I guess I would head north if you have the abilities. So let's take the threats of severe weather and kind of break them down. The heavy rain, the large hail, the gusty damaging winds, and then the tornadoes. Primary concern across the Tennessee Valley, hands down, going to be the threat for gusty damaging winds, wind gusts up to 70, maybe even 80 miles per hour, and then the threat of tornadoes. And then again, we're talking about that possibility of EF2, potentially long track tornadoes across the Tennessee Valley. So that's something we're going to want to concern ourselves with. That's going to be the biggest concern, especially as we head into Saturday morning through the course of Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening. We're going to be focused on the gusty damaging winds and the threat for tornadic activity. Some of those tornadoes have the potential to be EF2 or greater, and then we're talking about the long track tornadoes. Jared, does that low pressure being positioned over Memphis versus St. Louis cause a greater opportunity for the 2 rounds to combine? So I don't know if I'm going to be able to answer your question the way you're asking the question, but I can tell you that if the low is positioned a little further to the northwest, i.e. over St. Louis, I guess that would be, then we're going to find ourselves more in the warm sector, which just in general is going to increase the threat of severe weather. Jared, I don't I don't think I feel like I'm answering your question, but I don't feel like I'm answering the question the way you anticipate that I'm answering the question. So what I'm going to tell you is that if the low pressure positions itself a little further to the northwest, so I guess in your example here, this would be St. Louis as opposed to Memphis, because St. Louis is kind of up here. Memphis is kind of down here, right? That would put us in an environment that is more conducive for severe weather. Winds are going to be more stout out of the south, bringing in a lot of that warm, moist, unstable air. So I hope I answered that. Oh, I did answer the question. Well, thank you so much for watching. Hey, good evening. You're amazing. Oh, thank you so much. For rounds 2 and 3, what do you think our severe weather outlook will be Saturday and Saturday night? 4 out of 5. Right now, it is a 4 out of 5. We're talking about a moderate risk of severe weather. And I'm going to get to that here in just, hopefully I'm going to get to that here in just a couple of minutes. But as far as the SPC outlook is concerned, yeah, a lot of the Tennessee Valley talking about a moderate risk for severe weather, which would put it as a 4 out of 5. Secondary concern is going to be heavy rain leading to a little bit of flooding. And if storms are able to develop high enough, then we would get a little bit of large hail thrown into the mix. Let's talk about storm shelters. It's always good to bring this activity up, and I'm just trying to give you statistical facts. The unsafest place going to be some sort of a mobile or manufactured home, large open rooms, not necessarily great. Vehicles underneath an overpass, contrary to popular belief, being in a vehicle or underneath an overpass or putting the vehicle underneath the overpass, not really a great idea. A safer option would be the interior room of a well-constructed home or business. Think of like closets under the stairs, bathrooms, pantries. In my home's case, it would be the laundry room or the pantry. The pantry would actually be the safest place in my house. Best bet is going to be a basement if you actually have one of those, or some sort of a storm shelter, whether that's a publicly available storm shelter or a storm shelter that you by chance have in your backyard. Just wanted to provide that little recap. I think it's always good to have that little bit of a recap. Let's talk about the storm threat. This is going to be the round 1. So I've taken the SPC outlooks, and I've got a couple of different SPC outlooks. This is going to be round 1, right? This gets us Friday night into Saturday morning. So an enhanced risk for severe weather locations west of the I-65 corridor, and a slight risk for severe weather locations east of the I-65 corridor. Pretty cut and dry as far as that's concerned. But here's what I want you to remember, and I'm going to talk about this again here in just a second. It doesn't really matter what risk level you find yourself under. Just understand that there's going to be a threat for severe weather Friday night into Saturday morning. Let's talk about the cap, and then I'm going to tell you what that outlook is assuming, okay? So there's going to be a cap in place Friday night. So if the inversion holds, it's another word for a cap. The inversion is technically the technical term for the cap. If the inversion holds, the threat for severe weather is going to drop. So we would drop the threat for severe weather if the cap holds in round 1. But unfortunately, that's kind of a two-pronged thing, kind of a double-edged sword. So if the cap holds Friday night, Saturday morning, we limit the threat for severe weather Friday night, Saturday morning. We increase the threat for severe weather during rounds 2 and 3. Okay, so if the cap holds, the immediate outcome of that is going to be quite nice, because the threat for severe weather is going to be incredibly low Friday night, Saturday morning. But if the cap holds, then we get less rain, we get less severe weather. The chance of severe weather is actually going to increase, okay, for rounds 2 and 3. Severe weather more likely during round 1. If the inversion breaks, storms can tap into energy and develop. The chance for severe weather goes up Friday night, Saturday morning. That scenario is what the Storm Prediction Center is taking into account. That's where the enhanced risk is going to come from, right? As it stands right now, the current forecast has the cap holding, which would limit the threat for severe weather during that round 1 time frame. So let's go through Futurecast. Here's that round 1 time frame, 12:30 in the morning on Saturday, right? A couple of isolated showers beginning to move into northwest Alabama. Activity continues to develop 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning across northwest Alabama, and then continues to expand across the Tennessee Valley. 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, showers and thunderstorms across the Tennessee Valley. Some of this activity could be severe. But if the cap holds, then the chance of any of this activity being severe is going to drop somewhat significantly. And what we would end up getting, as opposed to any sort of tornadic activity during round 1, is we would just get a fair amount of wind and rain. Now look what Futurecast is doing as we head into the middle part of the morning. Okay, it's increasing the coverage area of the showers and thunderstorms across the Tennessee Valley. This activity could come with some severe thunderstorms, but the best chance for severe thunderstorms is going to come as we head into the afternoon. So here's Futurecast at the lunch hour on Saturday, right? Look at a lot of the activity that we have back off to the west, beginning to move into northwest Alabama. That activity is going to be an additional band of showers and thunderstorms that brings that threat of severe weather to the Tennessee Valley. So let's talk about the Storm Prediction Center outlook for Saturday. And somebody was mentioning this earlier. What do I think the outlook's going to be? Is it a 4 out of 5? In many cases, it is a 4 out of 5. So a lot of North Alabama talking about the moderate risk for severe weather. The rest of the Tennessee Valley talking about the enhanced risk for severe weather. And I had a couple of people on my Facebook, and I don't mean to call them out, but I had a couple of people, oh, I'm in the orange, not the red, so that's a good thing. No, not necessarily. Again, it doesn't matter whether you're in the enhanced risk or you're in the moderate risk. I just want you to understand that there is a threat for significant severe weather as we head into Saturday. The moderate risk being pushed up into North Alabama simply means that the severe weather is likely going to be more widespread in nature. And this is a big moderate risk. So I would anticipate that as we head into Friday, the Storm Prediction Center probably going to trim this down a little bit. We're probably going to narrow in on a more confined area, but this is a really big moderate risk. Covers much of Alabama back into Mississippi and Louisiana. So here's the other thing that could be working in our favor. And Emily and I were talking about this today. A lot of times what can happen is that if the line of showers and thunderstorms positions itself in such a way that it can move into central and south Alabama before moving into North Alabama, then the threat for severe weather would actually decrease across North Alabama, because what ends up happening is those showers and thunderstorms move into central and south Alabama first, and then have the ability to suck a lot of that energy out of the Tennessee Valley, which would then limit our threat for severe weather. Now, am I telling you that that's what's going to happen? Am I telling you that that's what's going to happen this time around? No, definitely not. But I also want you to be aware of the things that could cause this forecast to bust. And I just think that those things are important to talk about. I want to make sure that we cover, all of our bases. And so that's what we're looking at. That's what we're looking at as far as the Storm Prediction Center's outlook. And I actually believe the next slide is an explanation of the different categories. So, oh, that can't be good. So I want to go through these. And again, I want you, and I show you these to help you understand that, again, it doesn't matter what risk level you find yourself under. Understand that all of these come with the threat of severe weather. So when you're talking about the enhanced risk, you're talking about numerous severe storms. You're not really talking about something that's incredibly widespread, but you're talking about the threat of severe weather. Once you get into the moderate category, and I should move the box, honestly, into the moderate category, now you're talking about widespread severe weather. So we're not necessarily, these categories don't say, okay, this person's going to have severe weather and this person's not going to have severe weather. We're more talking about how widespread the severe weather is going to be within any given location. Okay, so that's what we're looking at. We're not, again, okay, well, they're in the orange and I'm in the red, so me in the orange is not going to have any severe weather. The folks in the red are. Yeah, that's really not how this works. I hope we get through my daughter's 10 o'clock wedding in Madison. Okay, that's going to be, well, congratulations to your daughter, first and foremost. Dawn, continue to remind me of that, and I will try and provide you all some more updates tomorrow. I'm going to assume that the wedding is inside. Of course, I guess you could have planned an outdoor wedding. But I do hope all goes well for the wedding. Hoping for the best, obviously. And I hope everything, and maybe we can get a little bit of a break to get the wedding off without a hitch. So let's run through Futurecast again, but this time we're going to start Futurecast at the lunch hour on Saturday, and you're going to kind of see what I was talking about as far as rounds 2 and 3 kind of combining themselves. So here we go. Let's go through Futurecast. We started at the lunch hour. Now we're moving to 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Showers and thunderstorms moving into northwest Alabama. Incredibly strong thunderstorms moving into northwest Alabama at this point. Lauderdale, Colbert, down into Franklin County. We're talking about some rotating supercells within this band of showers and thunderstorms, definitely coming with the potential to produce tornadic activity. Let's continue to move this on through the course of the afternoon. 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We're talking about much the same. Showers and thunderstorms kind of moving from the southwest up to the northeast. By 3 o'clock in the afternoon, widespread severe weather across the Tennessee Valley. The heavy rain, the gusty winds, the potential for tornadoes, the potential for a couple of long track tornadoes. Definitely something we're going to continue to think about. So you already know what I'm going to ask. I do, JSU. JSU talking about the exact same threat for severe weather that we are. I'm going to make that quick and easy. So whatever I'm saying here, probably going to apply to JSU. And I can say that with a level of confidence. Yeah, that looks like the supercells are off the table up here anyways. Yeah, so I wouldn't necessarily say the supercells are off the table. We could get some embedded supercells, which I know doesn't necessarily match the definition of a supercell. But we're going to get some rotating activity. And now this is just a model, so the models aren't going to be 100% exact. So understand that. Stacy says, thank you. So we proceed through Saturday afternoon, heading into Saturday evening. We continue to talk about severe weather across the Tennessee Valley. And at this point, we've kind of merged rounds 2 and 3, right? There was no distinct break there from the lunch hour and then on into Saturday evening. Okay, here we are at 7 o'clock Saturday evening. It's just been a constant onslaught of showers and thunderstorms across the Tennessee Valley. And within this, we're talking about that threat of severe weather. So through all of this, the heavy rain, the gusty winds, the larger hail, and the threat for tornadic activity, which, you know, a couple of those tornadoes could be stronger. We're talking about EF2 tornadoes. Dan says, I'm so scared. Don't be scared, Dan. Never be scared. I never want you to be scared. I want you to be prepared. And there's a distinct difference between the two. Now, this activity continues as we head into the early part of the overnight, 11:30, 12 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. Activity finally going to begin to move out of the Tennessee Valley. This is just a general bus stop forecast for tomorrow morning. 59 at 8, 62 by 9, 65 degrees by the time we get to 10 o'clock in the morning. Now, much of Friday is actually going to be quite nice. The Weather Impact Alert Day covers Friday night and then into Saturday morning. And then, of course, Saturday going to be the big show, so to speak. Now, we are going to be cooler, but we are going to be more quiet on Sunday. Hey, that's my spiel. That's what I got for you guys this evening. Hey, thank you so much for tuning in. If I missed any questions, I will go back and answer the questions after I wrap up here. But I want to thank you guys so much. We'll have another update from Emily as we head into Friday morning, and then I'll continue to provide updates as we head into Friday afternoon and Friday evening. In the meantime, if you missed any part of the forecast, you can go back and watch this again. Or you can also see me on Fox 54 News at 9 o'clock. Amber says, do you think we'll see a PDS watch with this? I think it's a definite possibility at this point. So yeah, I think it's a definite possibility. I'm not the one to make that call. But if the parameters continue the way they are, I would say that it's a definite possibility. Thank you so much for your amazing coverage. Well, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys. And again, I'll see you tonight, Fox 54 News at 9 o'clock. Otherwise, we'll have more updates for you tomorrow. Have a great night.